Storm Tracker 6. This is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
It is a gorgeous afternoon across mid-Michigan. Satellite and radar not showing any signs of precipitation, with just widespread sunshine currently across the entire lower peninsula. Temperature-wise, we're not doing so bad. 54 degrees here in Lansing, 55 in Jackson and Hillsdale, and 52 our current temperature in St. John's. Temperatures will slowly climb into the low 60s for highs today. We will briefly cool things down tomorrow, but the chance for precipitation across the area is still going to remain incredibly low. We'll have some more details for you in just a bit. 6 News at Noon starts right now.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News at Noon.
President Donald Trump not ruling out a possible recession even as he defends his use of tariffs. It's our top story at noon. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Megan Vaselli. Today, China is imposing its own tariffs on major agricultural products from the U.S., including chicken, pork, corn, and soybeans. This comes as the U.S. moves closer to the possibility of another partial government shutdown. Natalie Brand is here for you now with the latest from Washington.
With China's retaliatory tariffs taking effect today, President Trump tried to downplay concerns of a trade war.
We're going to take in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs, and we're going to become so rich, you're not going to know where to spend all that money.
But this morning, Wall Street reacted to the uncertainty and to the president's comments during an interview with Fox Business.
Are you expecting a recession this year?
I hate to predict things like that. There is a period of transition because what we're doing is very big. We're bringing wealth back to America.
In response to additional tariffs the U.S. is putting on China, Beijing is punching back with 15% retaliatory tariffs on chicken, wheat, corn, and cotton, and 10% tariffs on meat, dairy, and soybeans starting today.
The worst thing right now is the uncertainty of it. Putting on tariffs between integrated economies raises the cost for consumers and or producers, and the economy as a whole loses.
The tariff tensions come on top of a budget showdown here in Washington as Congress barrels toward a Friday deadline to avert a government shutdown. House Republicans released a stopgap plan over the weekend, which would increase defense spending while decreasing spending on domestic programs. It also adds funds for immigration enforcement and veterans health care. It does not have support from House Democrats.
Right now, Mano, there's been no outreach on a bipartisan basis.
The House could pass the measure on party lines as early as Tuesday, but it faces an uncertain path in the Senate where some Democratic support would be needed. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The White House continues its efforts to shrink the size of the federal government by laying off, firing, or offering buyouts to federal workers. And now the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity wants those employees to know the state has resources to help them. Director Susan Corbin says her department can help people file for unemployment benefits, find career training, and apply for new jobs. The department also can connect you with resources from other departments like Pure Michigan and Michigan Works. There's a list of resources available on the Department of Labor's website, which we posted a link to on the Scene on 6 section of our website, WLNS.com. The U.S. Supreme Court now has agreed to hear a Colorado case to decide whether state and local governments can enforce laws banning conversion therapy for LGBTQ+ children. The conservative-led court said today it will hear a challenge to the law amid President Trump's recent actions targeting the transgender community. This includes a ban on serving in the military and an end to federal funding for transgender minors to receive gender-affirming care. Colorado is among roughly half of the states that prohibit the practice of trying to change someone's sexual orientation or gender identity through counseling. The justices also have heard arguments in a Tennessee case over whether state bans on treating transgender minors violate the Constitution, but they have yet to issue a decision. Demolition continues at the nearly century-old Eastern High School building. But regardless, a group advocating to save part of the school is expected to speak before Lansing's City Council tonight. They also plan to demonstrate at the corner of Michigan and Pennsylvania today from 4:45 to 5:45. The group, called the Coalition to Preserve Eastern High School and Promote Mental Health, desperately wants to save the West Wing and the auditorium before it's too late. University of Michigan Health Sparrow now owns the property. It started demolition on the building last week to convert it into a 120-bed psychiatric facility. The hospital system says it's been working with alumni to plan a memorial garden at the site, but the coalition argues the West Wing and auditorium are irreplaceable and want them preserved for the community. The coalition will present its newest plan to save the two during public comment at tonight's City Council meeting. Republican Congressman Tom Barrett will host his very first public town hall tonight. However, this will not be in person. Instead, he'll lead a telephone town hall starting shortly after 7, which now has some Michigan Democrats upset. House Republican leaders reportedly are advising their GOP colleagues to avoid in-person town halls. They're worried about rowdy protesters speaking out against President Trump's recent decisions, as well as Elon Musk's involvement in the federal government. So those interested in listening to and taking part in Congressman Barrett's town hall tonight can register on his website. We posted a link to that for you on the Scene on 6 section of our website, WLNS.com. We expect Rep. Barrett to discuss a wide range of topics tonight, and when signing up, you can add your own topic as well. Average gas prices in Michigan are back up over $3 per gallon, a slight rise since last week. AAA says the average price at the pump is up 8 cents from a week ago to $3.04 per gallon of regular unleaded. However, that's 6 cents fewer than this time last month and 53 cents fewer than this time last year. So now drivers are paying an average of $45 for a full 15-gallon tank of gas.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We are entering into a really nice and quiet weather pattern across mid-Michigan. Temperatures outside this afternoon already really impressive. For reference, the average high this time of year is right around 42 degrees. So we're already well above that, currently at 54 in Lansing and Mason, 55 our current temperature in Jackson and Hillsdale, and currently we're at 53 degrees up in St. John's. I want to point out our winds, even though they won't be terribly breezy as we go throughout the rest of the day, still hovering right around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Winds are currently coming out of the south or southwest, which will help to move a warmer air mass into the area as we go throughout the rest of the day. So our high temperature trend going to look really impressive today, with temperatures topping out in the low 60s, almost 20 degrees above average for this time of year. We are going to see a very weak cold front making its way through the region early Tuesday morning, dropping temperatures down into the upper 40s. But notice we have more 50s and 60s in the forecast as we move into the second half of the work week. Eventually on Friday, notice those temperatures getting really close to that 70-degree mark. Not only are we going to be incredibly warm, but we're also going to be incredibly dry as well. No major signs of precipitation showing up on satellite and radar, just widespread sunshine currently across the entire lower peninsula this afternoon. And we are going to stay incredibly sunny as we go throughout the rest of our Monday. Dry conditions will continue in time for our Tuesday. That cold front sweeping through the region late Tuesday morning, still looking at partly cloudy conditions across the area, and it'll be a very similar situation for Wednesday as well. In fact, our precipitation chance is going to remain incredibly low as we move throughout the entire work week. Notice they really don't begin to rise until Saturday as our next system begins to move in, bringing the chance for a couple of rain showers in the morning and maybe a couple of isolated rumbles of thunder as well. So we are going to be keeping an eye on the forecast for the start of the weekend. Also, we are monitoring the forecast Thursday night into early Friday morning, because that's when we have the chance of seeing a total lunar eclipse across the area. Now, this is not as rare as that solar eclipse that we saw back in April of last year, but still going to be pretty nice nonetheless. So what occurs in a total lunar eclipse is that the Earth passes in between the sun and the moon. Once it does so, it's going to cast a shadow onto the moon, giving it a really nice, gorgeous red hue. For us here in mid-Michigan, the timeline of this event, it's going to start just shortly after 1 o'clock Friday morning. Totality going to begin by the time we hit 2:30 and peaking just before 3 o'clock Friday morning. So again, even though we don't have any precipitation in the forecast for this time frame, we are still going to be keeping an eye on the cloud cover for that viewing, and of course keep you updated on air and online at WLNS.com. High temperatures for today, again, really impressive, 63 degrees across the area. In our 6-day forecast, yes, it does include a cool down for Tuesday and Wednesday, but just take a look at the amount of sunshine that we are expecting across the area. Still partly cloudy on Thursday, high temperatures close to 60 degrees. We have a high of 68 in the forecast on Friday with mostly sunny conditions. Before that, chance for precipitation will be moving in just in time for the start of the weekend.
So it sounds like get out and enjoy the sunshine.
Yeah, for
all week, right?
Yeah, I was just going to say
Good.
For the entire week, it's going to be absolutely lovely.
All right, baby Frankie, we're going to go outside and get some sunshine.
Yes,
Little man got some stitches today, so
he
we're going
deserves some
to
time
enjoy
in
the
the sun.
sunshine.
Yes.
All right, Kendall, thank you. Well, here at TV6, we're getting ready to celebrate our 75th anniversary this year, and we could use your help. If you have any pictures or videos from back in the day, we set up a folder for you to upload your memories at WLNS.com/75. We'd love to use them on air, and if you're willing to talk about it on TV, let us know, and we'll try to get a hold of you.